Hey everyone. Hi, I'm Holly. Welcome to the channel. Um, Energy reader, psychic medium, yada yada. Most of you know the drill by now. So here we go. I just want to get into this. It has already been an insane morning, and yesterday was bizarre. So if I could drop it, break it, spill it, hurt myself, do whatever, yeah. So I think we are definitely moving into, and I know we're going into a retrograde in Virgo, and for all of my fellow Virgos out there, hang tight. This feels like it's going to be a big one. However, you know my theory on retrogrades. They happen so often. You got to live your life. You got to live your life, you know. However, I will say for this one, I can feel it ramping up because I can also feel change in the air and the energy shifting. Um, for this one, be more mindful of your actions, what you're doing for your own health and wellness. Be okay. The word I'm hearing is dogged. If you doggedly go after things, if you are constantly, it's like, no, it's not right. I'm gonna keep it. Sometimes you just gotta let it go and be good enough for right now. You can go back and look at it later. That's the energy I'm getting, particularly for today and this week and this coming week for about a 2 week period. Um, Also, be mindful of what you say and how you say it, particularly if you're a Virgo. Okay. Um, because this, yeah, it's been a little interesting. And so, to start, because let's just jump in. Let's just jump right in because I have been for probably the last hour just trying to get stuff set up to no avail. And it's as good as it's getting right now. All right. So anyway, that's part of that. Sometimes you have to take a breath and let things go. Don't be such a perfectionist. It's not always going to be perfect. Blah 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 blah. Sometimes you just have to let things be what they are. And I think that's the dominant message for the majority of the collective, whether you're a Virgo or not. So, yeah, sometimes you just have to let things be what they are. Pace yourself. It doesn't all have to happen today. Okay. So anyway, I decided to use the vice versa tarot because things just feel so wonky and turned on its side, its ear, however you want to put it. It's just turned upside down. So I thought the vice versa tarot would be a good place to go. And these cards, of course, have the front and the back version. So I do a lot of shuffling with these. And I started before I started recording because I wanted to find out what is the energy current, what's going on. Wow. So some interesting things came out. And notice I have my fairy mug today. Tap into your nature energy, and I calmed down as soon as I looked at her again. So, yeah, we need to connect with nature. We need to be in the flow and the rhythm of nature. And sometimes that means, I know yesterday it was action, action, action. Well, I think it's thought and putting things into motion and what you want and recognizing things. Today feels like pace yourself because it could be a long week. Okay. And I don't mean long in a bad way. I just mean that there are going to be things you want to do each day instead of doing everything in one day. And yeah, I'm kind of all over the place. Now, let's get back to it. So, nature energy will heal and help. Okay. So, with the vice versa tarot, the energy for the collective. Oh, please subscribe and like the video if so inclined. If my chaotic energy today is not your speed, then I'm probably going to be this way for the whole video. Might want to look at something a little calmer. But if you have subscribed, please check it because things just seem to have a life of its own on YouTube sometimes. All right, so anyway, here's what came out with the vice versa tarot. First, we have the Queen of Coins, Queen of Pentacles. Right next to that, the King of Pentacles, the King of Coins came out. And they were both face up. We weren't looking at their backs. Face forward, ready to face the future. That's what I got. And then I got justice. But I got the back of it. I got the back of the card. That's what flipped out. So I started asking, uh-oh, what's that about? And then I heard someone may be having one of those come to Jesus moments, where you've got to be honest with yourself, and you've got to be honest with those around you, but be careful of the words you speak in telling your truth. Okay. I feel like someone's not ready for something. That's what I'm getting, but well, hang on, we'll get there. And then I got the Tower with the all-seeing eye above. So something is being, and Spirit is helping me this whole way, because Lord knows I am just in a tumultuous energy this morning. So with that third eye above and the dove of peace below, this is a shakeup that needs to happen. If you just went through it, or you're getting ready to go through a shakeup, it's one that needs to happen. It is divinely guided. You are being watched over. So understand, you will get through whatever shakeup is coming to you or toward you, or that you're in right now. Justice will be served because but there's still going to have to be a reckoning of say your truth, say what you mean. And I feel like someone may be leading someone on a little bit. So it doesn't matter if it's a professional situation or a personal situation, it feels like someone is not speaking with truth and clarity and holding a little bit back. So take that, excuse me, take that how it resonates. But justice will happen. And a little bit of a shakeup has to happen. Okay, some of this, it's not even for the collective. It's for people connected to you, and it's happening around you. But it does affect you. Wow. This is going to be an interesting week, you all. All right. So give me clarity. We've got a queen and a king of coins, of pentacles. And you can also, I see those as shields. You could also call it the king and queen of shields, because very often when you see those coins or those pentacles, sometimes they're even being held as a shield. It's groundedness, it's safety, it feels protective in this particular card spread and reading. Sword of Truth is in this card. So even though you're looking at the back of the chair, I feel like justice is going to be served, and there will be justice, but it's not going to be directed at you directly if you are in the collective. I feel like this is, and when I say collective in this instance, I mean those of you who are here watching without hiding to do it, and you are here for your reading rather than to see what is going on with it. Some people call this the cross watcher. So I feel like whomever the cross watcher is, the person watching to see what's going on with the collective. Okay. I don't know if that makes sense or not. I hope it does. I feel like that part of it's a different collective. It's a different group, and everyone is welcome here. Please know that. But when I read for the collective, I'm reading for people who are showing up because they are here not to get intel, but they're here to find out if this is their read or not. Okay? So for those of you in the collective, to find out if this is your reading or not, and it is a general reading, so it can't fit for everyone. Your justice is going to be served, but not served. Your justice is coming through for you because someone else is doing their work. So for the person who's cross-watching, or the person who is, which is a good way to put it, I know a lot of people use that, and so I don't know who started it, but thank you. For the group that this does personally impact, welcome. You are all welcome here. But you've got something you've got to do. You've got work you've got to do. So this come to Jesus moment, in quotation marks, which is such a funny phrase. I think it's the greatest phrase ever. And I'm also prone to exaggeration, if you haven't noticed, with my linguistic flair. So anyway, you are going to impact the collective. You are going to impact part of the other group watching this. I promise you, I know if this is your reading, all of that will make sense. If it isn't your reading, scroll right on by. We'll try again tomorrow for you. But the person who is watching this, this is big. This is huge, and it's taking a lot of strength to do. But I feel like this is you. I feel like this is my collective that I read for every day. I feel like this is the cross watcher. Gender doesn't matter. It's the energy of the card, but it's someone watching because of you. They've got something they've got to do, and they know it. They've got to come to resolution with something, because otherwise they know that the situation, and the situation is not what it should be or could be because of loose ends. But that's getting ready to change. Shakeups have to happen in order for progress to happen. Okay? Shakeups have to happen in order for progress to happen. There we go. This is there are two ways to look at this. I mentioned the business and the personal life. From the business aspect, I feel like someone's got a business plan, or they're going into business, or they're starting a business, and they're still kind of in their head tangled up about where to go, and there's something about a partner, a business partner, or going into business with someone that is causing anxiety because they haven't worked out the details or the contract yet. Okay? If you are doing anything, whether you're a cross watcher or the collective, always get a contract. All right? That's the only thing that protects you if things hit the fan, right? Yeah. So that's one way to look at it. In the personal life world, I feel like you've got to make clear, distinctive statements, and from a place of gentleness and kindness, of course, but you've got to make clear, distinctive statements, and there's still some legal action that needs to happen before you can move forward in your personal life. So one way or the other, it looks like there's some sort of legality involved that needs to be addressed before you can move on. Okay. And the shakeup is actually going to make things better in the end. Whoa! God, it took forever to get there. All right. Do I need to do anything else with this deck? Yes, they still want me to keep going with this one. Okay. And I do shuffle these a little differently because, as you can see, I just do it a weird way. But I do it my way, so I guess it's not weird after all. It's just my way. All right, so I really like this deck. It's pretty cool. And since I don't read reversals, in a way, it kind of gives that same feeling and vibe. Okay, these just kind of went flying. Do I need to take the ones on that came out in a cluster? Not yet. Not yet. Okay. All right. Well, let's see what we got. Mother, father got. Oh my word. Oh my word. Okay. Not these. Okay. That was just a bad shuffle. Definitely this one because it came out, and the one on the floor came out because it was on the floor. Let's see, what else have we got? Anything else? They said actually, should I do that one? Yeah, okay. Man. Anything else? Anything else? Okay. All right. Why does this feel so weird? It doesn't feel like the deck is matching up. Why is this one? Yeah. Okay. Now they are. I have no idea. But you know what? But they said no, don't worry about it. All right. All right. So here we go. Now the bottom cards. I've already talked at length about the last set. This is the continuation of that reading because it feels like I've been here for 3 hours and it's only been 16 minutes and 41 seconds. All right. Now, we have, this is, This is one of those ambiguous cards. And it's card 20. So it feels like things are coming full circle. It also feels like it could be the sun, but it could also be judgment. These don't have words on them, and quite frankly, I'm not that familiar with the numbers. Here's what the back looks like. Doesn't that look like the judgment card? But here it looks like the sun. So someone's already made a decision. I'm just going to read it. I'm not trained in tarot and oracle. I'm an energy reader, so I'm going to read the energy of this card. Oh, shoot. I forgot. Okay, sorry. And they got shells and stuff they're holding up. Okay. Card's so small, I don't know how anybody could see it anyway. I'm looking at the bird in the sun. So this, oh God. All right, there you go. That's the card. I'm going to put it down now. All right. Because the guy's not wearing a shirt, and that's okay, but the woman is not wearing a shirt, and that's not okay. Double standard. Okay. So they're on a parched earth. The guy's holding a skull, the woman's holding the egg of creation. This is a bizarre card. Tell me what it means, because I'm getting tripped up in the imagery. Tell me what it means, because it's coming right after that tower. Because it's coming right after the tower moment. I'm hearing the words divinely inspired. Divinely inspired by the will of God. Divinely inspired by grace. A rebirth, a reknowing. Or a remembering. Not reknowing, a remembering. With endings come beginnings. With endings come beginnings that will bring healing and lush renewal to a dry, parched earth. That's what I'm hearing. That's actually really pretty. That's lovely. Thank you. everything rises. If death is not the end, but simply a transition, any sadness or grief from the end or the loss of one situation will bring healing, wellness, and life. I'm also hearing you are not alone in this. You are not alone in this decision. You are not alone. And that means Spirit is guiding and supporting you. Now they're saying move on to the next card. Okay. All right. So we've got the Nine of Cups. Yeah. Nine of Cups. You've made the decision and you are rising above. You are rising above. What does she got in her hands? I don't know and I can't tell, even with my glasses on. You are claiming what's yours. That's what I'm hearing. You are claiming what's yours. Huh. Yeah, you are claiming what's yours. The next one, the Six of Swords. And you're moving. Period. Movement. But you're not moving away from, you're heading toward. So all of this, all of these decisions, all of the legalities is going to change the way you live your life. You're either going to, again, with the business, it's you are starting new alliances, new partnerships. And in your personal life, it's the same thing. It feels like you are leaving behind to move toward, and it's going to be peaceful and quiet because there's a lot of fiery, fighting energy, uncomfortable energy around the process of moving from one to the next, or creating and developing and putting into action. But you are moving toward it. And then you have the Ten of Swords, and you shed a skin. You shed that armor. This guy, that's not a person in there. It's just the old shell of who this person used to be. And that is the best interpretation of this card I've ever seen. So you are leaving behind the struggle. You are leaving behind the armor that you always had to wear. And you are moving into your best possible life. And then the Knight of Swords. And you move into, I always think of Star Wars. I always think of Star Wars with this card. You are moving into your victorious, lessons learned self. And nothing can bring you down, and nothing can sway you. I'm hearing alliances that do not serve you are being broken. New beginnings will create the foundation of what will bring you peace, wellness, happiness, prosperity of all things and in all ways. This is something you've wanted for a long time. This feeling or this reality that you are moving toward. It's been a goal for as long as you can remember. And every time you thought you had it, it just slipped away or it wasn't real. And it nearly cost a real end. It nearly cost the real true ending. But instead, I love this card. Instead, there was a reinventing, a leaving behind the old, and standing in your full light. This is fascinating. This is the evolution of someone who has decided not to be broken by life, but to create the life desired. So what I'm hearing, the message is, you have the tools within yourself to do this. You have the knowledge, the wisdom, just the intelligence, the strength to do it, but it is up to you to take action. There is an element of procrastination, which could be mistaken if you're not careful, for intentional lack of action, rather than building reserves to accomplish your goals. It is also important to speak clearly. If you are truthful, you will have profound results that will take you where you want to be and do for you the things that are in your best interests. You will find the allies that will help you and help you bring things into fruition that you've wanted for some time. This is a very pointed and directed message, and it's not an easy road, but I think a lot of it's already been accomplished. So the hardest part has already happened. You're just kind of sweeping up the leftover dust on the floor. You're sweeping up or wiping the crumbs off the table. Okay? But if you don't do that, it could all fall apart. If you don't wipe off the crumbs from the table and the floor, then mice can get in and start to erode and nibble away at it, and it all just becomes unhealthy again. So all you have to do is wipe down the table and sweep up the floor. That is the equivalent of getting everything lined up, taking care of the legalities. You will find immense strength, confidence, and power when you do. It is the last step. It is the last step in closing out chapters so that you can stand into your greatest strength and light. You can take off the armor. You won't need it anymore. You don't have to protect yourself any longer. Your truth will shine forth. There's a little bit of fear about if this is business related, there's a little bit of fear around it, a little bit of fear of what will it mean financially. When you are taking care of things related to business, step into that mindset, step into that business mode, step into that power energy, and understand you are dealing with a negotiation and a contract, not and yes, you want the best for everyone, but at the same time, always be aware of what's going on and read the contract and make sure it does exactly what you need it to do. Okay. Get a trusted ally to go over it. If you have anyone that you know who is in a legal field, a lawyer, attorney, whatever, if that person didn't draft it, have them at least look at it. Okay? All right. Okay. Big changes coming up. Big changes coming up. So I do feel like they are all good. And what a relief to be able to just take off the armor. Sometimes endings are the best possible thing that could happen. Sometimes endings allow for the new growth and the